All right, folks. Had a nice range session with this TTI Combat, this Canik version of the TTI goodness. Uh, it's to me, it's a fun and interesting gun to shoot. If not, I mean, if it may not be the gun, for me, but like I said, it is fun and interesting to shoot. So you've seen it on the channel before, but just a refresher, this is a TTI version of a Canik. I think that the finish is just for this, the color, whatever combinations, just for the TTI version. And what it is a comped Canik. It's the all plastic version with the magwell and I think a fairly light trigger that's on there. Now this gun, like I said, it's fun. It's like a fun range toy, but it's not a gun that I particularly love or would take real seriously. But like I said, it's interesting to shoot it. So first, the comp that's on here makes the gun a lot louder, but I'm not sure how effective it is as a comp. The gun, it's not super heavy, so it feels violent in recoil. In any event, it does feel violent, and this comp doesn't seem to mitigate the muzzle rise a whole lot. It just seems to, like I said, like make the gun a little bit more kind of violent feeling to shoot. It's fine. Everything is fine on the slide. It doesn't feel like too heavy to me. It reciprocates fine. I haven't had any malfunctions with the gun. All of that feels good. It does feel a little bit strange in the grip and trigger department. So all the controls easy to reach, nice. However, the problem is again the trigger. It's not so much that it's bad. It's a mushy take up. Then there's something of a wall there, not much, and then you press through. What it kind of feels like using it is it's this long mush thing, and shooting it aggressively, for score, I don't feel like there's a lot of feel in my finger for what the trigger's doing. So it's light, it's not really in my way, but I don't have much feel. So it's like I don't know, it doesn't feel like a race gun trigger because there's not really feel for what I'm doing on the same level. The grip is something that I could see really polarizing people. Now I've changed back straps here to give myself a little more to hang on to, but you can see maybe it's hard to see on camera, but the grip is very sort of angular is a good way of putting it. It's like a very kind of sharply angled here where I grab on, and then it's like hard angle here, hard angle here. I mean, they round the corners, but again, it feels like my hands are grabbing onto these like angled blocks that aren't exactly angled the way I would want them to hold on to, if that makes sense. So what I mean is, when I grab the gun in my dominant hand, the back strap that I have on here, it sticks out a little bit, which I kind of need it to, but it has rough texture on it, so I feel like the back strap's kind of biting into my hands, especially every time I pull the trigger. That's a little bit bitey. But the rest of the gun has a different texture, so it's smooth. So when I wrap my hand around this, like around the contact patch of the grip for my support hand, I feel like I don't have anything to hang on to, and the gun's almost like angled back, so it's like I'm working even harder to kind of grab in onto the grip panel, but there's no texture there, and again, it's angling back in to make it a little bit harder to make contact with. So it ends up being a grip that, I mean, this is going to be subjective, like per the user, but to me, it feels like I'm fighting with the gun just a little bit all the time to get it to do what I want. Even though, again, all of it's been perfectly functional, it's like it just doesn't fit me quite right. I'm like kind of trying to get my hand on the grip panel here, make some kind of contact with it, shooting aggressively, trying to feel what's going on with the trigger. Again, it's not quite there. However, I do really like shooting the gun because it's a relatively cheap, like range toy type of gun with, it's a comped racy type of pistol that I'm not really intending to use for anything serious. So it just ends up being a good time, like a bit of a laugh to shoot the gun. Anyway, I did a session with it. I thought I should give people my thoughts. If you have questions or comments, put them down below.